Good Friday morning. My name is Mary. I'm a Lutheran church musician, and today I'm going to record the Sundays and Seasons hymn suggestions for Sunday, October 19th. For those who are regular to my channel, welcome back. I'm glad you keep returning to this video and that you find it helpful. If you're new, what I do every week is I just record, I sight read through these hymn suggestions. So if you need a little help knowing what they are, this is a little reminder. I do use this planning resource most of the time in worship, unless we go off the lectionary, which we sometimes do this year. I don't always pick things off of here, but I do use this as a starting point. So without further ado, I shall proceed. Anyway, the gathering suggestions for October 19th are Rise Up, O Saints of God, Day by Day, How Long, O Lord, Precious Lord, Take My Hand, and Let Justice Flow Like Streams. Rise Up, O Saints of God, ELW 669. Starting off well. I always say this, A major is my least favorite key to sight read, and I'm starting the morning off with it. And it is a little earlier than usual. It's still dark outside. It's 6:46 a.m. So I'm getting an early start today. Day by Day, ELW 790. And it's actually not Friday. Today is Thursday, but because tomorrow morning, I usually record on Fridays, but this Friday I'm traveling to Southern California this weekend to visit my dad, who's having some health problems. So I'm doing this a day early, and I teach at 8:15 this morning, so I'm trying to get this done so I can get it out on Friday. So you're watching this sometime from Friday onward, but it is Thursday in my world right now. Day by Day, ELW 790. How Long, O Lord, ELW 698. Precious Lord, Take My Hand, ELW 773. So I could not find a fill-in for me. I'm taking this Sunday off to go visit my dad, and we couldn't find a fill-in. So and we have a kind of a unusual worship setup at our church. So we have a small historic sanctuary, which means it was built like, 100 years ago, probably or so. And it only seats 85 comfortably. And that's where we have an organ and a piano in that room. And then we have a large fellowship hall where we sometimes where we have worship also, which holds more people. So before COVID, we had 2 worship services. So we had a worship service in the small sanctuary, our historic sanctuary, which we called the traditional service. And then we had a contemporary, I put that in quotes, because it wasn't that. It was just, they were pretty similar. They just were in different rooms. Because some people like the intimacy of the historic sanctuary, and which is not accessible. It's not very accessible either. Like it's just so small. Like mobility issues. Anyway, and then we have the large space, which was open, and you can move the chairs around, and it's much better. And my husband being a quadriplegic and in a wheelchair, I mean, we know that was a much better space. Well, with COVID and there's shutdown, and then shifts in demographics and all that, coming out of the lockdowns, we consolidated to one worship service because our average attendance is 70 or so, so we don't need 2 services, and we can fit everyone in all the spaces, but people couldn't decide which room to do what in, so we alternate, and we've been alternating for a few years now. 1 week it's in the small sanctuary, the next week it's in the large space, and we go back and forth. We've been doing this, so each different spaces present different things. So when I'm gone and we can't find a fill in the large space, we have a better sound system. We can plug stuff in, we can project stuff. So usually I just play myself, like some of you do. You just take my video and put it up there. I'm like, oh, we do that too. But in the small sanctuary, we don't have the technology, but we have an organ with a hymn player on it, which I know how to work, but no one else does. So it has pre-recorded hymns. So we're having to resort to that this week. So I trained a 20-something who is musical but doesn't play the piano or the keyboard. I asked him last week. I said, "Hey, can you want to learn to play the organ?" And he looked, his eyes got big. So I showed him how to push all the right buttons so to get the hymns up. So that's what we're gonna do this week. So technology, but it's just a different kind. Anyway, side note. Welcome to my world. All right, let justice flow like streams, ELW 717. Hymn of the day, if you but trust in God to guide you, ELW 769. Complicated questions. All creation sings. 1005. Give me Jesus, ELW 770. steadfast in your word, ELW 5:17. And there is a longing in our hearts, 1078. That's a good one. And moving on to communion, we have feed us with hunger for justice and eternal spirit of the living Christ. So feed us with hunger for justice, 968. That's a short one. And eternal spirit of the living Christ, ELW 402. Now moving on to the sending, Jesus still lead on, 624. And by gracious power, 626. That wasn't what I was expecting. I don't know why that tune threw me off. Is there another? I wasn't expecting that tune on that one. Okay, let me try that again. I mean, I played the right notes, but I was thinking by gracious power. Anyway, I don't know that. Whoops. I was going good. Hold on, one more time. That's not what I don't know what I was expecting. Okay. For the troubles and sufferings, all creations 105:1. Not all the melody notes are written into that piano part, so. Total praise. All creation sings 1080. I've never played this before. This one. I didn't count those eighth notes right. Okay. Okay. Thank you for if you lasted through that. Thank you. I'm gonna just play the melody ones. There's like 4-part harmony going on in the refrain with all the amens like kind of overweaving each other. Just anyway, I'm not gonna play that again, but there's a lot to dissect in that, which I'm not going to do right now. Because it's too early in the morning to think that hard. Anyway, so those are all the main hymn suggestions for October 19th. I hope you found these helpful, and I will see you again next week. And just, what I hope for my week is that my plane doesn't get delayed too bad, if at all. Which might be a big ask. I'm flying from SeaTac in Palm Springs. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, have a good week. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.